Hi Aries, this is wishkotheferret. Thanks for hopping into the ferret den where we're keeping things warm and we're keeping things cozy. Today we have a reading for you for May 29th to June 4th. There is a full moon in Sagittarius coming up on the 3rd or somewhere around then, 3rd or the 4th, depending on where you are located in the world. So go ahead and check out your favorite astrologer if you want to work with those energies. Let's just jump right in and see what we got going on in your tarot. I feel like going a little old school doing the, usually I do free flow on this channel, but I think I'm going to do Celtic Cross, just see what's new and improving in your life. Okay, so already we're coming out with, I don't know. Y'all gotta watch because I'm hearing stuff too, so let's wait and see. As always, I want to thank Archangel Michael for protecting me and my energy while I do this reading. Thank you, Spirit Guides and Angel Team, for connecting me with the energy of Aries. There's so much coming out right now, but it's all the cards that I need, so. All right, cool. So already I see you diving in on your own with the Hermit, diving within, going off on your own for a little bit. This is like the situation or like the main focus point. Okay, so the main focus for this week, the main situation is that perhaps you feel called to go within yourself, Aries, and just be alone or be on your own. The obstacle here is that perhaps there's a decision to make. It's not even perhaps, there is a decision to make. And it's one that's a really tough one because you see that in the Two of Swords, it's almost like you have to have the blindfold on. So not only are you going into hermit mode, but perhaps you're going into hermit mode so that you can determine what decision to make. You really need to connect with your intuition in order to make the right move for you. And maybe that's the biggest challenge here. So right from underneath the subconscious, it's like you're afraid you're going to choose wrong with the Five of Cups here. You have disappointments. You're afraid of getting disappointed, perhaps because you've been disappointed in the past. Maybe you've been spoiled for choice. You have the Four of Cups in your past. So in the past, as I've said, like you've been disappointed before. So interestingly enough, the Four of Cups is in your past. But because of these past disappointments, or because you've had these choices and perhaps you've quite literally just chosen the wrong thing, you're worried that you're going to make the same mistake again. Okay, so where you need to direct your energies now or your focus, the Ace of Swords, maybe you're going to have like this epiphany moment, or maybe that's what you're waiting for. When you go into hermit mode, sometimes we seek that inner clarity, and it's so interesting because the Ace of Swords, that's like your goal, is to seek that clarity. The Ace of Swords does provide a gift or blessing, so Spirit is saying that clarity is on the way. You just need to meditate and sit in stillness and silence so that you can get that information coming to you. So the Ace of Swords does promise some, I don't know, I really want to like flesh it out more, Aries, but all I'm getting is that it's the focus here, or the main thing that you need to focus on is getting clarity. And I feel like it's just going to be so clear, it's going to cut through like a knife what it is you need to do. It might not be the easiest thing in the world. I love how I said that, and because I glanced briefly at these cards, but I'm not very used to reading the Celtic Cross. So when I look at the position of the card, I have to think for a second, okay, which one is that? So it makes sense that I would say that it's probably going to be a tough decision, and the choice that you have to make might require a lot of work. Right off into the future, the near future, we have the Ten of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. This is just the probable outcome, so you don't necessarily, I mean, you can choose whichever path you would like. It is going to take some work. Whatever you do choose, whatever you do act on, it is going to take some work with the Ten of Wands here. I think it could be a healthy challenge, or perhaps it would be overbearing. That is what the Ten of Wands is known for. It's not really the healthy challenge type of card. It is the I'm overburdened type of card. But Wheel of Fortune is a big fate card. So you have a lot of divine hand or divine timing playing into your life right now. And the decisions that you make now, Spirit's asking you to rest easy regardless of what choice you make. So even if you do have to work hard, Spirit's going to step with you. Basically, they're going to walk with you. They're going to be there for you every step of the way. Okay? So you, the card that you are at now, is the Lovers. So this could quite literally be about, you know, like your choice in Lovers, but I also feel like for a lot of you, the Lovers card for me is a shadow self or a shadow work card. So maybe this is something that you're performing in the hermit mode or something that you have to do. You have to dive deep within yourself and work through the shadow parts of yourself. And one thing that I loved, a psychic reader that I went to recently had said something like this, and it resonated with me so strongly because it put into words basically what I was trying to get at in a book. Like I was like, how do I make this idea, you know, a person's loss or grief through love, and then like wanting to find it was like I couldn't figure out how to express in words why I felt that love readings were very challenging to perform, because people wanted a very specific answer. They wanted specific types of answers that my readings just did not provide, whether like, oh, is your ex coming back or is he not? And the clue here, and it's really tough, this is really challenging, I guess, for some of you to hear, because it was kind of challenging for me to hear too, because I do this a lot and I didn't realize I was doing this. It took me years of work in order to get to this point of realization. And it took a lot of trauma to get through in order for me to realize this as well. But I did not realize that the reason why the Lovers is our shadow self card. We typically try to find relationships because we see ourselves reflected in them. So I know it's like very oftentimes like you hear the term, or I guess the phrase, you date what you think you deserve or whatever. That is very true. But it takes a while to embrace the nuance of that. Because, you know, you might idealize a person, you might put them on a pedestal, and you might think, oh my gosh, they're so amazing and blah, 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 blah. But are they everything that you wish you could be, or everything that you know is within yourself that you feel like you feel inadequate for? Like you feel inadequate because you can't like bring it to the table, so you feel that they bring it to the table. So that's why a lot of people feel like this other person will complete them, is because oftentimes people feel like they can't meet their own expectations, but then when they find somebody who is this, you know, perhaps, and they don't even have to be someone similar. This could be like somebody who is highly accomplished in a completely different field as you, but you're still like, oh my gosh, like, you know, putting them up on a pedestal, like all trophy type of person, like, you know, not treating them like a stereotypical trophy wife, husband, whatever, or like thinking about them it's almost like thinking about them in an idealistic type of way. So people who are looking for love to complete them, or if this is kind of where that desperate energy of love comes from. So the thing with the Lovers is it's kind of like that, where it's like people do search for that other part of themselves. But it has to be found within yourself. I know it's super cheesy, but that was a very long-winded explanation of saying basically that. So this is you. This is like the you right now is perhaps you're doing the work, or maybe you are facing a lot of your shadow side. Maybe you are dealing with situations of love at the present moment, and you're basically like, I don't know, I feel some of that energy like that. I'm like, because I'm speaking to your energy like it's a conversation. Maybe not yours specifically, but the collective energy kind of wants to fight back on that a little bit, and that's okay. We can still like have differing views. Like I said, settle into your heart space. And I don't know if I actually said this at the beginning. I just kind of like skipped into it without any. I said my meditation before coming into this, but what I always say is drop into your heart space and let the dust spiritually, physically, and emotionally settle around and within you, so that you can determine which messages are for you and which messages are for others. So sorry, it's been a week, y'all. Like I feel like I'm not fully present. Y'all get like the real most, I feel like y'all get the most authentic me, not necessarily the most tapped in me sometimes, but I do tap in like as I go through, but it takes me a hot minute sometimes. But so for you, Aries, the situation for you in itself is that, you know, love is coming out. Love is coming out, but it's trying to show itself up from within you. Okay, now the environment is heartbreak. So again, some of this could be romance for you guys. Some of this could just be the loss of something. The Three of Swords always indicates some type of heartbreak or some sort of suffering or loss. Okay, but this is always like I don't know. I just feel like it's lost. I don't think I can really explain that any further. Perhaps you've lost something and that's really shaking you to your core. So for the section of your reading, which is your hopes and desires, you have the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands, I kind of love this card, but the actual, like, I love the idea of having so many things going on at once because I am a workaholic. I love being productive, to an unhealthy extent, mind you. But there's also kind of like that's me and my weird relationship with the Eight of Wands, but there's also that negative side where it's like, it's not really a negative side, but it's like you will flourish more if you pick one thing to focus on. So it's something that perhaps is like the biggest thing that one of the biggest things that you need to hear in this reading is that you just need to focus on one thing. And I think Spirit was also kind of talking to me as I don't have any major Aries in my placements, but I feel like they're also talking to me directly and that you need to focus on one thing. And okay, but I feel like this is mirroring in your energy as well. Like this is something like you might have a lot of passions or dreams or goals and you want to do them all, but if you want to be accomplished, if you want to be as successful as you feel like you're going to be, it's okay to be successful in multiple things. I get inspired by that all the time. But with all this chaos or with all of this inspiration, all this energy, where's your energy going to go? Prioritize and focus more heavily on one. You can always like the other ones later. But focus on one or two at a time. That way you can get the momentum going. Okay, and the outcome, oh, I love this for you. You got the outcome of the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, I literally just keep hearing the phrase, breathe easy. So the Four of Wands is kind of that happy home, happy family, happy life card. We have what appears to be two lovers celebrating in the comfort of their home / garden / I don't know. This is like indicating a marriage of some sort. So I do feel like the outcome for you might not quite literally be marriage. Otherwise, I feel like another card would have popped out. And I don't like this. I mean, it may be in the future, but if that's something that you want. But I feel like this is just some type of emotional fulfillment in some way. And it's almost like it's just accomplishment. I feel like this card is showing up as some type of emotional fulfillment that is also accomplishment. So whatever goal that you're setting out for, it could be a new relationship, or it could be some material thing on the outer world, or it could be something that you're trying to discover from within yourself and just a clear direction for moving forward. There's something here in the Four of Wands that does indicate a form of balance or some type of union in some way. So hope is on the horizon for you. Really just stick it out, make your choice, expect to put in the work, Especially like what I say, like if you're looking for love, you need to put yourself out there. If you want to accomplish something, you need to do the work to actually get to your goals, okay? But let's see what your oracle has to say. Let's see what kind of cards we can pull for you, Aries. Just said breathe easy. What did I just say? You got the card breathe, guys. This is going into meditation. This is going into the quiet and the stillness. So not only can you recalibrate and replenish your own energy, which I feel like is a big section of this, you're not just going quiet to dive in and, find some answers. You need to breathe easy first and get grounded with the breath. Okay, that's going to be the biggest thing. Breath work, I feel, is going to be very important for you, but I feel like Spirit's kind of showing me different techniques that I'm not aware of. So do your research, find out what breath technique, like connecting with the breath. There's some, but look in like the realm of like, I don't know, there's some like energy work that you can do with the breath. I'm not sure what they're talking about because they're talking about some form of like a para science or like a paranormal science or like a pseudoscience type of thing. So like I don't think it's hardcore in the psychology field, like when we're talking about like different coping skills, and I don't think it's just simply like breathing but I feel like it's connected to energy in some way, or to study connected with energy. So do your research and see what clicks for you and what comes up for you. But that's something to look into. You also have building blocks. You're making stairs, Spirit says, and you're getting there. This is quite literally, you're forming the stairs to get to what it is that you're trying to accomplish or what you're trying to achieve. You're making the stairs forward and you're going up. So that's the biggest thing about this, is when you're making stairs, you're building blocks to go up. So you won't be moving down. So long as you make the choice and you move forward, no matter what choice you make, you're moving forward, you're building those stairs up. So make decisions that add to your future, the future that you want. It helps to envision it. Society's expectations of you are, I don't know, Spirit's kind of like using like these broken and brittle words. It feels like society's view of you is perhaps weak, or society's expectations or view of you, like it's not, it doesn't, not only does it not align with you, but it's almost like, I don't know if you're somebody who's been put in a position often where you feel weak, or you feel like I just heard you're the younger one. Wow, that takes me back to like one of the jobs that I used to work at. I used to work with a lot of like the older generation, and I was the young one, so I often got saddled with a lot of tasks that, you're young, you can do it. So that's a very common thing, at least where I'm at, that's a very common thing. But there's definitely some element of, because of the way that you show up in society, or like because of the hand that you've been dealt, people view you as weak, or not, like maybe not capable, or maybe they just don't anticipate you to go very far with what it is that you want to do. And Spirit's saying disregard that, because like you're shining brighter than the sun, and you're going to blow their minds, basically. And honestly, by the time you get successful, you won't even care. Spirit's making it very clear that you won't care. So take that for what it is. And we're going to see what's going on with your spirit animals. Let's see what kind of spirit animals are walking with you now. See if they have any lasting messages. And there goes the Two of Swords on the ground. I'll pick it up in a little bit if my ferrets don't get to it before I do. I had cow spirit come out a few times for me too, so I really like that. The card's not even bent or anything, so Spirit really wants you guys to know this, and I just read up on this card, so. Okay, so you have cow spirit. The miracles are endless. The biggest message of this card is that be surprised. Allow yourself to be surprised. Really embrace the energy of now, and embrace the things that you have in this moment, so that way that gratuitous energy can accumulate and you can attract more things in, and allow room in your life for Spirit to work their magic. So really take a deep breath, and it's like, I don't know, I just feel such peace in my heart space when I'm connecting with this card. Let me skim through the book and make sure I'm not missing anything. Because there's something about Spirit's like connecting with the heart. So, you are at a beautiful point in your life today, for your needs are being met effortlessly and in so many ways. Fully embrace this truth by focusing on all you have right now, including the positive relationships that sustain you, the work you are proud to do to contribute to the world, and the activities that inspire you and nourish your soul. Cow Spirit nudges you to pay attention, because this is the perfect time to focus on the choices, actions, and behaviors that you know feed your soul and bring your heart contentment. Now is also the time when you will see many of your projects and commitments that were set in motion in the past begin to yield valuable gifts that will bring you joy and love and sustain you for a long time to come. Stay positive and share your well-being with others. The more you share, the more you will manifest. So be generous. Cow Spirit promises you will never run out of miracles. Okay, so that book said it a lot better than I could have in the moment, because there was so much love connecting that I was like, hang on a second, like I gotta breathe through this and find something else. Oh. My ferret near is just kind of napping, and the card was just sitting right on top of her. So that was really cute. I should have got a picture. But we also have the flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. Now, some of you are actually trying to transition out of one situation and into another, be it a new relationship, career, just phases in life, like maybe you're between moves right now. Whatever the case may be, you're in the midst of planning something and putting something else into motion, but you're not quite out of the mud yet. Or I wouldn't call it mud, because you're not quite stuck in it, but it's almost like it's like you want to be clean of this situation or this past thing, and I'm just seeing somebody like hop out of the mud, and it's almost like you still got like half a dirty shoe, and you got your other half that you're trying to like move out, and you're also trying to clean yourself off at the same time as moving, and it's just half of you's clean and the other half is still in the mud and still dirty, and you still have to like do the work to kind of get all your whole self out so you can get fully into like a cleaner state, or in a state that's more aligned with you. Okay, I'm not sure if that metaphor made sense. That's just what came to mind. But really embracing that in between. It's gonna be hard. I think we're always changing, and we're always gonna be in those in between states. And one of the greatest things, so I I recently went to an aviary. So what's coming to mind is that oftentimes flamingos, first of all, are really great at balancing. The way that they sleep, I don't know if anyone knows how a flamingo sleeps, but I thought it was the cutest and the coolest thing. They all balance on one leg. They balance on one leg on a rock. They sleep standing up. They balance on a leg, and then they twist their heads around and rests it on their back completely. Like it looks like they look like contortionists, but it looks so cool and so cute. But they just nuzzle into their back, and then they go to sleep. And it's just that, like, maybe that's where the foot analogy came from, but you know, sometimes you might have to stand on your one leg for quite a while. I don't know if you've ever tried that, but you are, Spirit's saying you're capable of doing that. And I also heard, for whatever reason, there's plenty of fish in the sea. For some of you, this is related to love. For others of you, there are plenty of other opportunities out there. You just need to find the right one for you. But just make the choice to move forward with the best that is available to you and the one that is most closely aligned with what it is that you're trying to achieve. And you're going to do great. You also have 579 for your angel numbers. So let's pull angel numbers by Kyle Gray, see what you got going on. You are being invited to step into the leader and teacher role and lead by example. Your power and light are inspirational. One more time, you are being invited to step into the leader and teacher role and lead by example. Your power and light are inspirational. Interesting. So I don't know why for some of you I'm getting like the image of, and you know, take this as it resonates, please. But they're showing me somebody who has a book or like a manuscript of some sort, and they're just tearing it in half and getting angry. So perhaps that message could be for some of you. I don't know if some of you are meant to share your story in some way, but that's just the image that's coming to mind of like ripping something, and perhaps there's frustration. But it's okay to have those moments, but you know, step up and think about like being the leader when you didn't have that role model or that leader in your life. Really, like thinking about it or framing it in a different way. If you're really struggling to step into that role, think about, well, what would I have wanted in this situation? Or, you know, what did I want? If you're somebody who's been through that situation, or if you've been through a problem, or if you were stuck before, you know, what did I need to hear? What did I need to be for other people? Or like, what did I need other people to be for me? Either that you didn't get to have, or like, how did you need things explained to you in order to understand things? And then be that voice for others so that you can guide them on the path of their light, whatever that may be, however it applies. Okay, Aries, that's all I have for you. That's your reading. Thank you to you and your spirit team and your angel guides for allowing me to connect with you today. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. If you liked this video, if you think I'm cool, if you like my vibe, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. That way you can keep up to date and all that jazz. I love you, I love you, I love you, Aries, and I'll see you next time. Bye.